Good day and greetings from the Great White North. My name is Prickly Poo and welcome back to week 53. This is the end of my first week under my belt, which was very good. A little bit bad, but mostly good. Except it was kind of bad, but overall, very good. Very bad in general. But, yeah, sort of ups and downs and everything else. So first things first. I've got a ton of stuff I want to get through, but I'm going to try to keep this very, very short. These are going to be very short updates because I still want to work on another series thing, which kind of fell through, which we'll talk about. First thing, though, is weight. We're actually, as you notice, I'm not wearing my Pooh shirt anymore. I hit a milestone partway through the week, and then didn't hit it at the end of the week for my weigh-in. So earlier on, actually for my weigh-in for this week, this was something I was kind of worried about, is that my first week not doing everything, like doing a video every single day, not having that structure, I was going to gain. And I'm like, oh God. My numbers right now are up from where they were at the end of last week. But it's okay because I'll get to that in a moment. I think it's a matter of timing because on Friday I took a sneak peek and I had officially crossed that 100-pound mark. I was 101 down. It was 224 at the end of Friday. This is great. This is very, very good. And it's been a rough week because Sunday and Monday, I kind of went a little overboard. But I got to where I wanted to be by Friday, and I knew that all I had left was that one day. Everything was going to be fine. And I had sort of been avoiding going out and talking with friends and stuff like that because they had been saying, well, you have to come out. You have to come out and celebrate and everything else. Hadn't seen them in a very, very long time. And I was kind of worried, I don't want to do this on my first week. Come back and go and gain for my first week. But it was my first week. And I had hit that milestone on Friday. And so yesterday, I went out and bought new clothes. Finally, that was my reward for hitting that 100-pound mark. So I went out and realized I had no idea what I weighed, not what I weighed. I knew what I weighed, otherwise I wouldn't be out there. I had no idea what my measurements were, what size I wore, because I've just been wearing the same stuff, going sort of back and wearing older clothes, but nothing brand new. So went out and spent like 2 or 3 hours trying to figure out what do I wear, or like what can I fit in, and trying to gauge roughly. I had a rough idea as to how much I had lost. So I sort of looked at that compared to what I was looking at, what I was wearing before, how baggy they were. So when I went out to start buying clothes and stuff like that, knew I had to try stuff on, which I've always hated doing. And any of us that are out there that are fat, we know that it just, because anytime you try clothes on, you're like, oh, God, this is too small, and you have to get a larger size and a larger size. It's just generally the way it goes. And that's how it's always gone for me. So I've just always sort of gone, no, I'm going to get like 5X large and wear that. So anyway, went, and first things first, I was like, I need pants, because the pants I have are getting kind of baggy and they're looking kind of ridiculous. So that's the first thing I needed: get some pants, get some jeans, stuff like that. And I was able to fit. Now the sizes are going to be different everywhere. These are done in centimeters, so I was actually able to fit into a 38. 38 sounds huge. It's not. Or no, 38 inches. Yes, not centimeters. That would be tiny. 38 inches, I guess. I can fit into a 38. But it's a little, I think the term is ball huggy. So I went, all right, I was debating whether or not to go to that size, and then, because I figured I'm going to keep losing weight, but I don't want to have that uncomfortable tightness anymore. We're just so used to it, where we're wearing clothes that are a little too small for us. But the jeans I was wearing before, it's like the ones that I actually bought, so that, okay, it's comfortable enough. I know I'm going to have to buy another pair, another 50 pounds down the road, which is fine, but these will do for now. So, but the jeans that I'm in now are like, I keep wanting to say 10 sizes, like 8 or 10 numbers below, because the sizes go down by 2 inches, so it goes like 38, then 40. There's no 39, so it's 38, 40, 42, and all the other stuff. So that's what I went, all right, I'm not in the 30s yet. It'll be fine. I will stick with this. But the ones that I bought before were super, 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 super tight. Like insanely tight, because I didn't want to say, I'm not actually wearing something in the 50s. So it's like I lost like 8 inches off my stomach, which I was very happy with. So it was a very good time going that. Like, that's the size of a penis. That's a lot to lose. I'm very pleased with it. It's not the size of my penis. It's the size of a penis. We'll just say that. So, anyway, just a little too much information there for you. But there's, yeah, so I got into, I bought some comfortable clothes. Things are fine there. Bought some new shirt tops. I was going to say tops, but then it sounds like a blouse. But same sort of style that I normally wear anyway. But it was nice to buy something for the first time without a number in front of the X. And I thought, this is good. I'm not down to just regular, like, medium, large, stuff like that. But it's nice to not have to, I can buy stuff off the rack now. For the first time in years, I can actually go, and there's stuff there, and if they don't have my size, I can go to another style because the stuff is on the rack for that as well. And it's a weird feeling, like, all of a sudden, just because I'm just so used to going and looking for, like, okay, well, they are probably not going to have my size. I'll have to go to, like, a big and tall shop, but I'm not tall, so I just have to go to the big shop. But going someplace that is a regular outlet store or regular clothing store and being able to say, like, all the stuff over there is too big for me now. And so I can get stuff here and not being restricted to one spot. I'm like, this is the only pair that they have that are in my size. There are dozens everywhere. And it's weird because I've never had that option before to sort of go around and buy a bunch of stuff at different styles and everything else. So I was able to get what I wanted. I instead of settling for a pair and just going, I need this for work, and there are pleats on them which look horrible on a fat guy. I said, I don't want those. But then it dawned on me. I'm like, I don't have to. I can look around for another style, pick something with a different, fastener instead of the metal thing. I can do a button. I can do zippers. I can do, buttons and zippers. I can just go crazy with fastening all over the place, which was really nice to do because I've never been able to do that. I mean, maybe when I was a kid, but never really have been able to just go to a store and pick stuff off the rack and, look for a different style or a different color, something like that. I've always been very restricted because you only have so many sizes. So anyway, that's what I did on Saturday. I did that yesterday, went out and spent a shit ton of money, which I don't really have, but that's my reward for that 100-pound mark. And then, of course, Saturday night, everyone's just like, I've got two friends of mine that I haven't seen in literally months. Which we've been always trying to get together. There's three of us actually, but one couldn't make it. And I thought, you know what? I know I've hit that 100-pound mark. I don't want to go over, so I'm just going to go out, but I'll just have like a salad or something like that. And this is something that didn't actually dawn on me until this morning. That I've been saying that for a very, very long time. This is why I've gone up this week from last week, but I'm not really worried about it because I know that it's because it's very, very late. I ate a lot. It wasn't anything really bad. It was just like pad thai, but it was a lot of pad. I was stuffed by the time I was done, and then of course I had drinks and everything else. So I still have a bunch of pad thai sloshing around in there and chocolatey things. I had some chocolatey things. But I didn't notice it or didn't realize it until this morning that I've been avoiding doing anything like that for a very long time because I wanted to hit that 100-pound mark. And this isn't an excuse to say, oh, no, it's perfectly okay. I can eat whatever I want. It's not. I'm not saying that. What I'm saying is that I can't avoid this forever. I need to get to a point where it's like, yeah, I'm going to have a week where it's going to be bad. I didn't want this to be my first week. I wanted to be able to come back and say, hey, I hit the 100-pound mark. But I know that, I'm still, by next week I will. I'm very confident I'm going to be able to do it by next week. And I'm probably going to end up weighing less, tomorrow morning than I did this morning. So I'm not too worried about it. To give you an idea, I didn't hit like 224 on Friday, and I ate properly all day Friday. I ate, very little actually until Saturday night because I was busy out shopping and stuff, so I didn't actually have a proper meal. But I didn't gain 4 pounds from Saturday until today. You simply can't do that. I have that weight in my stomach probably, and at this point in my intestines because it's been a while. But that's what I mean. It's not like I didn't gain 4 pounds this week. It would have been about 2 higher than it was on my last weigh-in. So I didn't gain 2 pounds this week, but I knew that I was below the 100-pound mark on Friday. So I didn't gain that 2 pounds in one day. Simply not going to happen. Everything fluctuates back and forth, and I know that in a couple of days I'm going to be back to where we need to be. So I'm not overly concerned with it. But it's something that I have been avoiding because I didn't want to get to that point. I didn't want to come back and say I'm higher than I was at the end of last week. But it's sort of taking it in stride because I know that I'm still eating properly. I got to update you on my treadmill as well. I'm still doing exercise every single day on my treadmill, which I've been sort of pushing and pushing and pushing on. So that's good. So I know that it's coming off. I'm not overly concerned about it, but this week it was just a matter of I didn't want this week to be, all right, well, I'm just going back to the way that I'm eating before. And it hasn't been, so I'm very happy with it. Saturday night was a bit of a loss, but I had fun with friends. Fuck it, I don't care. My treadmill, actually. I started doing, I was working on trying to do something where I was going to say, this is what the second series was going to be. Originally was doing like a couch to 5K sort of thing. And say, well, I want to start out where I am right now, and by the end of it, be able to run a 5K. Well, if you remember, a couple of weeks ago, I decided I was doing like 10 minutes at a time, like 10 on, 10 off. And then I thought, I'm going to see how far I can go, and went up to 15. I did the same thing this week. And so this week, Monday, Wednesday, and Friday, I've been able to run for 20 minutes at a time. And the Friday, I sort of crapped out. I did 20, Friday I cheated because I did 20 minutes of jogging. And then the second batch, I did, I think, 10 or 15 of jogging. And then I was like, oh, I didn't quite make it to 20. But then I made up for it by walking 10 kilometers instead of a 5K. So it wasn't that. And then I did a little bit of jogging after that. But in general, I can do a 20-minute thing right now. So I thought, well, if I'm doing that every couple of weeks, then within a couple of months, I'm going to be jogging the 5K. Because, I do 20 minutes and then I rest for 8 and then I jog for 20. So I'm very close to jogging the 5K now. Because it's only going to be, at the speed that I jog, it's like 45 minutes. So I'm almost there now. So I thought, I don't really want to do one video of this as a series. So that series has sort of gone by the wayside. So I got to figure out something else to do. But, and I didn't want it just to be another, okay, well, I'm going to just sit here and yap at you and say, well, here's what I did. It's like, you've been following along for a long time. You know what I've done, so I don't really want to rehash that stuff. But it's going much faster than I anticipated. So, but I've been sticking with that. I figure what I'm going to do is on my off days, on Saturday and Sunday, not so much Tuesday and Thursday because I don't really have the time, but Saturday and Sunday when I just do my regular walk, I'm just going to double it up because I have the time. So I'm going to walk for 10 kilometers instead of just doing a regular 5K. Because again, the endurance isn't an issue. That's what I'm building up towards. So it's weird. Anyway, that's why it doesn't really bother me as much. Knowing that my weight isn't where I want it to be. This isn't my official, or Friday wasn't my official weigh-in day, so I can't say, oh, I've lost 100 pounds yet. Sunday is. So this is why when I did this today, it was higher than it was last week. And I'm like, shit, I've gained. But in my head, I know it's leftovers from, 10 hours ago. So it's not something that's going to stick with me. I haven't gained all that weight back. I'm not discouraged at all by it. It's just, I knew that it was coming. But I realized this morning I can't keep avoiding that and saying, well, I don't want to do that because I want to hit this mark and this mark and this mark. So it was just a matter of, you know what, I'm going to enjoy myself. I know that it's going to throw off my numbers, but it's not a weight gain. I haven't gained weight this week. I know that overall I've still lost. So I'm very pleased with that. And I'm just going to keep on going. And by next week, I'll be able to come back and say, oh, I did it. Everything's fine. Unless I come back next week and go, it's higher than it was the week before. Then obviously something is going wrong. But I was concerned about that because I didn't want to end. I stepped on something crinkly. I was concerned about that because I didn't really want this first week for me to come back and go, oh, I'm gaining again. Because it was just kind of be like, ugh, you didn't stick with what you're supposed to do. The only thing I haven't really stuck with was logging what I was doing on my treadmill on MyFitnessPal. Still using MyFitnessPal, including last night. You can actually go up and see what I ate. But it's, aside from me marking in there, burned X calories on the treadmill, I haven't been doing that every single day. Because I don't think of it because I'm not, doing my regular routine. So it's going to take a little while just to get back into that. But I think it'll be okay. But yeah, I still want to do these updates. I'm going to do them just once a week when I do my weigh-in and say, oh, here's where things stand and here's what I'm doing and stuff like that. But they're going to be a fairly short one like this, unless this has been 20 minutes. No, we're good. I'm going to leave this here. But overall, it's just sort of a, keep going, keep doing what I'm doing. I know eventually I'm going to get to where I need to be. I'm getting there. I'm still there now. Well, not right there. I'm still on track. I haven't faltered, I guess is what I'm trying to say. I was concerned this week that because I didn't have that structure of doing stuff every day and having those at 3 or 4 hours every single day working on editing and, you know, all the other stuff and figuring out what I was doing the next day and stuff like that, that it might open things up and I might just start, you know, not doing what I need to do. But the important stuff is in there. My eating habits have changed because of the previous year. My exercise is now routine. So the important stuff is still there. So like that's what's been holding me together, I guess, at this point. And I know that I can keep on going and I'll keep losing eventually. This was just bad timing all the way around. I have people that have just been going, oh, well, you need to come out and have cake and celebrate. And I was offered birthday cake yesterday. I was offered I bought donuts for other people. So the little donut holes or whatever you call them, which I had 2 of and left the other 48 for them. I actually had bought it for them because I was trying to butter them up so you need to come out with us, but they weren't able to make it because they have stupid family obligations. So anyway, but yeah, I was offered cake. When you're offered cake, like not just would you like a piece of cake, I was offered a cake because when I went to go to work to see this person to say, oh, well, you need to come out and do this and this and this. They're an old friend that's now working where I'm working, or I'm working where they were working. These aren't work friends. Work people are not friends. Anyway. So I went to go see them to butter them up, and there was someone there that they worked with for a while before that they're sort of seated away from that was celebrating a birthday, and she had already had 2 cakes. She had like a cake at home and a cake with her family, and she just basically, do you want cake? And it's like, no, I'm okay. So turned down cake, turned down a whole bunch of little donut holes, and I did have 2, but I counted them in there on my MyFitnessPal, so everything's been tracked, so that's good. But yeah, overall, I'm still confident that, you know, things are going where they need to go. I will hit that 100-pound mark officially, although I feel like I did hit it on Friday, which is why I went out and bought fancy new digs and stuff. But because I mean, really, the clothes I was wearing, you could even see like even my poo shirt was kind of baggy and stuff. It was getting because the clothes I was wearing before, it's just there's no way. I simply can't do it. It's actually beginning to look unprofessional at work. So it's part of the reason why I did that as well. But yeah, throughout everything that I've been offered and all the stuff, all the new stuff that's been going on, or the new stuff that's sort of happened, I don't know what I'm saying. Anyway, I'm going to shut up. So I'm going to keep doing these updates. I know that probably by next week I'm going to hit that 100-pound mark, which is going to be really, really good. But I'm not striving for it. I'm not like, I need to hit it now. I need to make up for lost time because of this weekend. I know that yesterday was sort of a one-off. And yeah, I didn't gain 4 pounds. I just know that there's 4 pounds worth of stuff sloshing around in there somewhere. It'll eventually make its way out. And then throughout the week, as long as I keep going, I'm going to drop down to where I need to be. And then I will be able to come back and say, it's official, yay, 100 pounds. Or 101, or whatever it is that it's going to be. But anyway, until then, see, I've gone way over now, because I should say, I'm out of time at this point, but now we're going to cut these short long before. This is going to be probably the longest one that we do. I want to keep these very, very simple, very short, instead of having 20-minute long things every single week, and sort of if I need to even cut some stuff out, actual editing. For right now, I'm going to leave this video here. So thank you very much for watching, and if you liked it, please poke the like button for me. In the meantime, keep yourself warm and fuzzy, and I will see you in the next video.